My boy is 2-0.
He's super nice, too.
Baker Mayfield's playing like a most valuable player, gents.
Yep.
And in the battle of the number 1 overall drafted quarterbacks who had to go somewhere else to find their stride.
Rematch the playoff game.
He beat Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Now, the defense did its job, too. Goff picked off twice, and the Bucs dropped a couple that they could have picked off as well. But Baker friggin' Mayfield followed up his 4-touchdown performance in the Week 1 beatdown of Washington with a 12 of 19, 185-yard performance. He did throw an interception, but he threw a touchdown. But the one that just lumps at me, this dead leg he threw on an 11-yard run into the end zone to give the Bucs the lead for good.
You know how Berman would go, whop.
That was it.
That's what he. Whoop.
I mean, and he's
That's
playing.
what he did on that play.
This is what I guess what John Dorsey envisioned for the Browns. This type of play, this type of moxie, this type of everything, and he has grown up and he's grown up and he's grown up. And it was a Mike Evans game in Week 1. It was a Godwin game in Week 2.
Mm-hmm. Godwin looks amazing,
right? And they play together. They're look at the teams that are doing well right now are teams that for the most part, I understand the Ravens are 0-2, but for the most part, that they've played together, and they didn't have to have much practice time, I guess, or preseason time. And
talking about practice,
the Bucs are 2-0 to match the Saints.
Yeah, they look legit.
This is what Baker had to say after avenging last year's divisional round bouncing in Detroit.
You know, for starters, having a bunch of guys out, a lot of guys stepping up in a huge way, and for it to come down to critical moments in a really tight ball game and everybody stepping up is so big for everybody on this team to stick together. Obviously a different outcome than we had last time we were here, like you mentioned, but it's a new season. Still got a lot of games left, but for us, building chemistry and building this resiliency and the culture that we want, this is a huge win for us.
It is. Well said. He got sacked 5 times by Aiden Hutchinson and got up each time and kept on going. And the Lions made the little mistakes that the Bucs didn't. Not coming away with 3 at the end of the first half. Everybody should seek that out with no timeouts left instead of, like, the offense thought they were staying on the field to spike the ball. And Dan Campbell took the hit afterwards, saying he put the team in a bad position. The kicking unit ran out on the field, and it was too many men on the field, 10-second runoff, the end of the half, and no points. And that would have been a big to-do because all they would have needed was a field goal at the end, and instead of them trying to drive the field, and Goff and the Lions could not get there, even though the defense gave them one last shot. And Todd Bowles' team is the one that is veteran and not making the mistakes, and the Lions are the team that is veteran that made the mistakes, and that's that. They're 1-1. The Bucs are 2-0, and they're going to have that back pocket tiebreak against the Lions. Maybe they'll have them in the spot where they fire the cannons instead if they see each other again. I hope they do because they play entertaining football games. But your Tampa Bay Buccaneers are mea culpa. Chris, Overreaction Monday made their social media.
Yeah, we made the pre-Sunday hype video and the post-game hype video.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, Bucs.
Thank you for listening to when we don't give you your proper respect.
I mean, nobody cares, but I picked them to win the division.
Good
job, TJ.
Nobody.
Thanks for no. People care.
Good job.
People care. Just the social media is not going to be spotlighting that. They're just going to, when 2 dopes go the other way,
I get it.
They'll get in on it. You should be happy you avoided that spotlight. 2-0, and guess what, man? Next up for them, Tampa, home for Denver, home for Philly, at Atlanta on a Thursday night, at New Orleans, home for Baltimore, then home for Atlanta, then at Kansas City. The game against Baltimore and Kansas City are on Monday night. We're going to see a lot of them, and we're going to see a lot of them in front of the country. They're going to play some important football games over the next 2 months, and then they're at home for San Francisco before a bye. This is big stuff. The Bucs have a shot, and they got some stout opponents, and they could keep on making statements. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.